law was supposed to take effect August 1st, but then came a few more days of legal limbo after another last-minute challenge from the ACLU and Planned Parenthood.
Sorry, guys, but I am so, just really quickly, I'm so fucking excited for the debates to start. Oh my God, I've been waiting so long, and they're right around the corner. They're right around the corner.
Many abortion providers no longer providing care around the state. We'll discuss the impact here in Indiana coming up. But we start with our other big story this week. The latest indictment of former President Donald Trump, this time for the events of January 6th. His new charges include conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of and attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspiracy against rights. He now faces a total of 78 state and federal criminal counts. Alexandra Limon has more.
Can you imagine 78? 78? I don't even know if I've committed 78 crimes.
From Washington.
After his court appearance, the former president
also chat, this isn't even, we're not even talking about the stuff with Mar-a-Lago with the classified documents, and this isn't even talking about the other lawsuit he has with Stormy Daniels. So he is lawsuited up to like up to his eyeballs. That's the term. I was like, up to his asshole? That doesn't make sense. In his asshole? What is the term? And then I remembered it was eyeballs.
Also spoke to reporters here in Washington, and he insisted he's done nothing wrong.
We can't let this happen in America.
Former President Donald Trump appeared in federal...
I like how they just showed us 2 seconds of him saying, we can't let this happen, and that's it.
Federal court in Washington Thursday, where he pleaded not guilty to felony criminal charges.
This is a persecution of a political opponent.
Trump is accused of conspiring with his allies to brazenly lie about his 2020 election laws and overturn the results. So far, Trump is the only one charged in this case, and his legal team, along with some Republican members of Congress, argue that the indictment is personal and meant to block Trump's 2024 presidential bid.
This is not a coincidence.
But he literally wants to be president so that he can pardon himself. He did every crime right, and they still indicted him. Lawsuited up to the place where his collar chokes, where his neck is supposed to be. Dude, why does Trump have a neck pussy? I'm going to ruin my Google search results, but I'm Googling Trump neck pussy.
This is election interference at its finest against the leading candidate right now for president.
Every time Trump goes higher in the poll, he gets a new indictment.
But the Justice Department special counsel says it's simply about enforcing the law.
And our nation's commitment to the rule of law sets an example for the world.
And Democrats say the case is also about protecting democracy.
If you give people a pass and you tell future presidents they can do anything they want, they can commit any violation of the law they want, and they'll never be held accountable, that would be very dangerous.
The judge set the next hearing in this case for August 28th. That's just days after the first Republican presidential debate. In Washington, Alexandra Limon.
Wait, what did she say? What did she say? Wait, sorry. I missed what she said. I was too focused on the nussy.
Set the next hearing in this case for August 28th. That's just days after the first Republican presidential debate.
I'm so excited! I'm so excited! Yes! Wait, what am I doing this week? What am I? I feel like I had something that's gonna. Oh, I have to move. Right. I forgot. I'm just gonna be moving to a different unit in my. I was trying to think. I was like, there's something that's gonna happen on the 21st. What is it? And I remembered I'm gonna move, and I was like, that's not gonna impact my streaming schedule because I'll make sure to change the internet plan on a Tuesday or Wednesday, so it's no big deal. And then I will make sure to get my computer set up and everything. So we're good. We'll be able to stream everything. Also, chat, just to be clear, this is a good time to tell you all, I may or may not stream more hours during the debates. So if there's a debate at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. and I'm feeling like watching it, I may go live. Because I like to watch them live. It's very, very fun. So just something to look forward to potentially.
Debate. In Washington, Alexandra Limo.
All right, Alexandra, thanks. This is now the third criminal indictment of the former president in New York.
Oh, look, the neck pussy.
He's also accused of falsifying business records concerning a hush money payment from 2016. That trial scheduled for March. In Florida, he faces more than 30 charges into his handling of classified documents. This also coming from the special counsel's investigation. That trial scheduled for May. Now in this new case, the special counsel said he will pursue a speedy trial, but the former commander-in-chief, of course, also still under investigation in Georgia because of his efforts to persuade Georgia's Secretary of State to, quote, find more votes after the 2020 election. Well, this week we're getting reaction to the news of this latest indictment, with perhaps the most noteworthy reaction coming from former Vice President Mike Pence, who, of course, is running against the former president for the GOP nomination. Pence spoke with reporters during a stop at the Indiana State Fair this week, and our Hannah Adamson was there.
His visit to the Indiana State Fair comes on the heels of the latest federal indictment against President Donald Trump. Although Pence says he wished it would have not come to this, he certainly was not mincing words about his former boss.
Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States.
Presidential hopeful Mike.
Oh, damn. Oh, he going in. He said he does not support it at all. Wow, dude. The villain arc for Mr. Mike Pence.
Pence calling out his former boss, Donald Trump, a day after the former president was indicted over alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election.
What the president maintained that day, and frankly has said over and over again over the last 2.5 years, is completely false. I had no right to overturn the election. And then on that day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution.
In this latest indictment, Pence testified under a subpoena before a grand jury. He says when he first heard in December 2020 the suggestion he could choose which votes to deny and which ones to accept, he knew that was false.
I dismissed it out of hand, but sadly the president was surrounded by a group of crackpot lawyers that kept telling him what his itching ears wanted to hear.
When asked if he would support,
let them fight. Oh my God. The girlies are fighting. Yo, he kind of spitting though. Yeah, he kind of spitting. I mean, chat, in his defense, can you imagine being vice president to Mr. Trumpy, Mr. Dumpy Trumpy, and then a few years later, they're showing up, people are showing up at the Capitol, which you are inside of, saying, hang Pence. Can you imagine? That's pretty crazy, dude. That is pretty insane.
Trump if the former president receives the Republican nomination.
Well, look, I'm working my heart out every day, traveling across this country to make sure that I'm the nominee. I think it's early, but I remain very, very confident that Republican voters are going to choose.
Pence says he's confident he will qualify for the first Republican debate, although whether or not he has enough donors to do so is not yet clear at this time. That debate is scheduled to take place Wednesday, August 23rd. Yes! Reporting at the
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the Wednesday, August 23rd debate.
Indiana State Fair, I'm Hannah Adamson.
Thanks. Our team coverage continues now with more reaction to Pence's remarks on his former boss and what it all means for his campaign for president. Our Jenny Drasler spoke with a political science professor about the impact on 2024.
Former Vice President and former Indiana Governor Mike Pence did not mince words at the Indiana State Fair when asked about the new indictment against former President Donald Trump. The former president is accused of pressuring Pence to reject electoral votes numerous times before the insurrection. The indictment also states when Pence refused to overturn the results, Trump berated him and called Pence too honest. Wednesday, Pence repeatedly defended his actions, citing the Constitution.
For my part, I want people to know that I had no right to overturn the election.
We spoke to Laura Wilson, an associate political science professor with UIndy, about Pence's remarks. She says Pence's outspoken tone is a defining moment when it comes to Pence clearly distancing himself from Trump, which could backfire.
He has to be able to think what's going to be most successful for him to get the nomination. He's going to have to still court some of those Trump supporters, which are a majority of the Republican Party right now.
And with Trump leading in the polls, Wilson says what Pence does next will be key in determining if he has a shot at the nomination.
I'm not sure how it plays out for Mike Pence at this point, and I think that is really where we have to test the strategy and see if this works, if this resonates with voters.
Jenny Dracer reporting. Jenny, thank you. Meantime, more reaction to the indictment from Indiana Congressman Andre Carson, who said, quote,
I like how they just, now everyone is so brain broken that when we see reaction, all I can think of is like, oh, React content. That's what I do. Oh, React content. The OG React content.
This is an important moment for our country and a critical step to safeguard our democracy and protect the vote. But a different view from Republican Congressman Jim Banks, who said any lawmaker who supports these charges believes that Attorney General Garland, Jack Smith, and an unelected gang of far-left bureaucrats deserve more of a say in the election than every voter in Indiana, according to Banks.
Dude, I know Jim Banks is like a piece of shit, but Jesus Christ, man. Oh my God. An unelected gang of far-left bureaucrats? I wish. You know, I fucking wish, dude. Give me the commie bureaucrats. Give them to me now. Are you kidding? You know what? You know how many problems we would solve?
Banks. He said America is not a country where you can throw your opponents in jail because you don't like what they said, in his words. This week we also heard from Senator Mike Braun.
Many are worried that you're weaponizing, agencies in our own government. So we'll see. The process is obviously initiated, and I think it'll be interesting in November of 24 what the American voter thinks about it.
All right, coming up next, we'll talk with our panel about Donald Trump's indictment and the stronger stance Mike.
I really want to see the Mike Pence Donald Trump debate. God, I want to see it so bad. Is that so much to ask for? Is that, I feel like I deserve it. What do you think of RFK? Dude, RFK is that's a shit show. That is, I don't even know what to say about that, dude. Also, in very big